Depois de 26 anos no mesmo emprego, Alessandro foi demitido no início da pandemia, ano passado. 7 meses depois, inaugurou 2 negócios próprios, uma empresa de consultoria de comunicação e uma franquia de escritórios compartilhados e coworking.
Fui desligado numa sexta-feira, no dia 6 de março, e saindo da empresa, o primeiro lugar que eu passei foi numa banca de revistas, porque exatamente eu não tinha um plano B. Então eu procurei uma revista que pudesse falar sobre franquias, que eu pudesse ler mais sobre empreendedorismo, porque eu tinha esse desejo de empreender. Comprei a última edição da revista do ano anterior de Manuário de Franquias. E foi lá que eu encontrei a franquia que agora eu represento aqui no estado de Goiás.
Professor Christian Busch, da Universidade de Nova York, nos Estados Unidos, e da London School of Economics, no Reino Unido, sofreu um acidente quase fatal que tirou dele a sensação de controle e deixou a vontade de buscar sentido para a vida. Christian é pesquisador na área de negócios e empreendedorismo e publicou o livro Mentalidade da Serendipidade, a arte e a ciência de criar boa sorte.
Something that the most successful, inspiring people seem to have in common, that people were always saying, oh, they're a bit lucky, a bit more lucky than others, or, they seem to be having this and this luck. And so I got really fascinated by this question, can we create luck in some way? And so, because usually when we think about luck, we think about this like blind luck, like being born into a good family or having loving parents, like that's when we think about luck. But actually, when you look at those people, what they have in common is that they see something in unexpected moments and then they do something with it.
Lembra do Alessandro, que de um dia para o outro perdeu o emprego de 26 anos? O professor acredita que ter uma boa sorte depende de como a gente reage ao que acontece de inesperado. E seria possível aprender a criar essa sorte inteligente seguindo 2 estratégias. Criar momentos que sejam positivos para você se conectar com pessoas ou encontrar algo de positivo naquilo que te pegou de surpresa.
There's this wonderful entrepreneur in London, Ollie Barrett, and if you would ask him something like, what do you do? He doesn't just say, oh, I'm a technology entrepreneur, but he says something like, I'm a technology entrepreneur, but recently started working in learning more about the science of technology, but also what I'm interested in is playing the piano. And so what he's doing here is he's giving you 3 potential dots where you could be like, oh my God, such a coincidence. I also recently looked into the philosophy of technology. Let's connect. And also we can make accidents more meaningful. So that's really about this idea that when you look at the history of innovations, of inventions, like take something like Viagra, right? Viagra, emerged essentially because there was something happening that was unexpected and a mistake, right? So they gave people medication against angina, and they realized that in the trousers of male participants there was some movement happening, And what would we usually do? We would probably say, "Oh my God, that is embarrassing! Like that is bad. We have to ignore that, right? Because it can be embarrassing, right?" But they said the opposite. They said, "Okay, that's unexpected." But you know what? A lot of men in the world might have a problem in that department. So why don't we essentially try to figure out what that could be about and develop a medication? And that's how Viagra happened. And so that's really about saying, how do I see something in the moment where others see a crisis or something that goes wrong, and we reframe it into an opportunity?
O professor diz que não podemos nos esquecer de que uns nascem em ambientes com bem menos oportunidades do que outros, mas ele também conta que já viu a serendipidade, sorte inteligente que vem de momentos inesperados, funcionar em diferentes contextos.
I believe we can say that the pandemic, it is an example of something unexpected for the entire world, especially in the beginning. And there are people getting sick and lives have been lost and people losing their jobs. And what mentality do you think we need to have to get through times like this?
And so it's these kind of moments where we have to, out of necessity, create our own luck, because essentially there's no other way what we wanted. And I see that a lot with my students, for example. A lot of them had their careers mapped out. They knew exactly what they wanted to do. And then COVID happened and they didn't get the internship anymore. They didn't get the job anymore. And in a way, what we try to do with them is to say, okay, this moment now, maybe we can question like what could other like areas be that you also have talents in? Could you rethink about like different areas where you can already now plant a seed? So can you connect with people now, start a conversation, and then once people rehire again, are you on their radar? And can you be creative about that? And yes, at the moment it might be tough to get the job, but if you already position now for in a couple of months when the world opens up again, and then those people will offer jobs again, that then you position yourself forward. And so it's really...
Nesse período de pandemia, eu não fiquei um dia parado sequer. Eu aprendi, busquei cursos, fui atrás, muito curso gratuito, muito conhecimento gratuito que eu tive acesso nesse período de pandemia. Então foi o momento em que eu estive preparado e a gente brinca, eu estive amolando o facão. Porque agora, na hora da colheita, eu já estou pronto e estive pronto para poder abrir a empresa e entrar no mercado.